Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's incredible interview with one of our speakers from the Women Thrive Summit. I'm excited to have all of you here as today we're talking about breaking the limits of your potential, the secret power of self acceptance. And over again, I hear that we, especially as women, we create our own limits to our own success. A lot of the times we doubt our success, our magic, right? What we bring into this world. So I do believe that this conversation is pretty crucial for all of us to have. And what a better way to do this than invite one of our experts from the Women Thrive Summit, Lauren Taylor. Lauren, I'm excited to have you for today's conversation. How are you? Where are you joining us from?
Hello. Do you know what? I'm so excited to be here and to be talking about this with you because I just, I I mean, we'll go into it, but there's just so much here that I think can really change people's lives. But yeah, I am in France right now. Obviously, I'm not French. I work online, so it means I get to travel a lot. So sometimes I just pop up in random places around the world. So France for now. But yeah, thanks for having me on here.
Amazing, amazing. I'm excited for all of you to connect with Lauren. So, Lauren is dedicated nutrition coach, changing the narrative of diet culture through her business, Lauren Ray Coaching. And her commitment is to help women regain control of their lives. And she specializes in optimizing nutrition to empower her clients towards holistic well being and untapped potential. I think in today's conversation, we are going to dive a little bit deeper into breaking the limits of your potential. Lauren, tell me a little bit more about your journey, how you got to where you are today. And for those of you watching, can I just ask you to leave a comment below? Let us know where in the world you're watching us from as well.
Yeah, so well, I am a nutrition coach, so I work with predominantly women, but I work with individuals to really overcome kind of limits and barriers that are helping them from achieve their health or potentially weight goals, but really just helping people to become sure of themselves and confident within themselves. And I really have this emphasis on this building confidence and building self-belief and really like breaking down those barriers and getting out of your own way, because I went through my own journey and I realized how much nutrition was a real foundation in being able to build those blocks and build yourself up. I naturally, and it might not seem this way, and anyone listening to this right now will be like, what are you on about? There is absolutely no way. But naturally, I am so shy. I have always been, I've always been the person that's sat back in a social group or in work meetings and let everyone else take the lead. And oh my gosh, like the fear of being like called on at school was like the most terrifying thing I can ever think of. um and yeah, I was just, I don't know, I just kept myself really small. I tried to go unnoticed because I didn't want the attention. I didn't, I don't know, I was afraid of looking stupid or people judging me or yeah, all these different things. And I honestly, I don't know where it came from. I know that I was just always that way. And I think as I grew up and came into adulthood and came into like the working world, it really, it started to become apparent like how much of an issue it actually was for me, because I didn't have that belief in myself. I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't able to put myself in positions. I had ideas and opinions, and I, something in me said to me like I was supposed to be doing more and I was capable of doing more, but I didn't know how to put myself into it. I just didn't have that confidence. And for completely unrelated reasons, I ended up exploring nutrition. for myself because I had some health concerns and other things like that. And I thought, great, I'm going to work on my diet. I'm going to lose a bit of weight. I'm going to probably look a bit better, feel a bit better, deal with the health issues that I was dealing with. But oh my gosh, like I did not expect the impact it had on my life in the way that it has, because okay, those things happened. Great, I'm glad that I overcame the health issues. I lost a significant amount of weight, and I was very unhealthy at that point. But it created something else. It reaffirmed to me, I think, that I had some value and I had worth and I mattered, and I just built this confidence, and it just grew and grew and grew. And I think with that, I was able to take actions to move my life in a way that I just couldn't see for myself before. And I was like, well, hang on a minute. Like, I can't be the only person that feels like this. I can't be the only person that's holding themselves back and, not taking action to get what they want because of these fears, because of these doubts, because of these insecurities. And I was like, no, I've got to do something here. I need to bring it to people. So that's what led me down the path to then training as a nutrition coach and eventually starting Lauren Ray Coaching. So It's been a journey. Yeah.
Isn't it interesting when we change one part of our lives, all of a sudden it trickles down to so many other areas of our lives? And I think when you take control of whether it's nutrition, your health, or other areas of your life, it then all of a sudden takes an impact. What was the most profound change that you've seen in your own life as a result of the work that you were doing?
I think, I think there is always still work to do. I think, I am always realizing that there's still growth, and there's still more we can overcome. And sometimes those insecurities and things maybe show up and you don't recognize it straight away. But I think something for me is that I genuinely believe that my potential is limitless. I genuinely believe that if I think about doing something, it doesn't matter how big it is, that is in my capability. And yeah, okay, I know I've got to take some serious, bold actions to achieve those things. It doesn't just happen because I wish for it or think about it. But I genuinely believe I can attain it. And that's, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I just didn't see things like, I'm a business owner, and I have the freedom to travel and do all these things. And a few years back, I would have thought, no, that's not meant for someone like me. I'm not capable of that. I don't think like a business person. I don't have the confidence to own a business and lead and coach people. And yeah, it's just this, I don't know, self-belief, a real self-belief that it creates when you take certain actions towards your health and towards yourself. I think partly it's the impact of what you say to yourself when you decide to take care of your body, be that through nutrition, be it through exercise, be it through meditations or stretching, however you're drinking. I was thinking about drinking water then. However you're taking care of your body, that act in itself is really powerful when it comes to building confidence. Okay, yeah, on one hand, you're going to make yourself feel better. So you're going to be able to function better and take different actions day to day. But just in doing that, you are saying to yourself, you deserve this. You're saying to yourself that you are valued and you're important. And I think from a mindset perspective, that is really empowering. And I talk about this all the time. Anyone that's watching this, that's heard me talk before, knows how much I love talking about this. But It's not just about how it makes you feel within your body because you're nourishing yourself and taking care of yourself, but it really changes something in your mind as well when you take those actions.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And where do you feel like the self-acceptance comes into the picture, or for you that this was a big part of your transformation?
Mm. So the self-acceptance, it as this confidence builds, as you start to uh, I use the word control, but I never really like the word control because I don't think we always have control of everything. But it is a sense of control as you start to take these actions towards yourself. You feel like you have more power over what's happening. And so as you build this confidence, it allows you to explore parts of yourself that perhaps you've hidden, or parts of yourself that I don't know, even things that you've forgotten were there. You haven't even necessarily consciously hidden them. You just haven't thought about them for so long. You start to find these little pieces of yourself, and you kind of put yourself back together, I suppose. Um, and when you do that, you really it makes you able to connect with who you are, I think. I mean, for me, I think I'd spent so long just trying to fit in and be accepted. I'd lost who I was really. I didn't actually know what I was about. I didn't know what my values were. I didn't know, I don't know what I stood for. I just disconnected from it so much. And when you're able to put these pieces back together, you're like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. This is who I am. And you start to realize perhaps why you don't fit in certain situations, because you don't have to fit in every situation. Not everyone's gonna like you. And that is okay, but you have to know who you are to know why you don't not belong there, but why you don't fit in there, why you don't feel comfortable in those situations, right? You have to understand who you are. Um, so I mean, it seems an unusual way of getting there, perhaps, but it's very much connected with reconnecting to who you are. It allows you to do that. It allows you to have that confidence in who you are. And I think the self-acceptance, once you have that, as I say, you know who you are. It makes you able to take the actions that you need to take those bold actions, because you believe in it. You know the value of it and the importance of it. So yeah, it's a whole chain. I mean, I think you said it. When one action starts this ripple effect, and if you start with one powerful action, they're only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger from there.
Yeah, and I love that,
So,
earlier you also talked about one thing builds the confidence. So once you start to take care of your health or your wellness or your fitness, it starts to really build that confidence. And you start to then see that, hey, I have unlimited potential. And like you start to understand that, hey, if I can do this, what else can I do? Right?
yeah.
It's a beautiful journey in itself. What were some of the unbelievable things that you challenged yourself and said, hey, if I can do this, I'm gonna go for that too. So in your own life, what challenges did you say, I'm gonna do this, which you never thought would be possible for you?
Yeah. It's crazy to think back on something like that, because I think when I started this journey, like some of the things that were like the huge steps for me seem so small now. And like some of those things were like as simple as yeah, I'm obviously I haven't always been a coach. I worked for a company, for an employer before that. And at the very start of this journey, some of the things were like asking for a pay rise, right? That was terrifying to me. Like I don't know, like I just would never, I don't ask for things. It's not ever been comfortable. And Like, I remember the first thing I thought was like, hang on, I'm worth more than this, right? I'm doing these things and I'm not being valued for that. And that was kind of like the first thing I think that came up for me. And I was like, I just need to ask. Don't get me wrong, I was terrified, but I took the action because I'd realized that I was worthy of it, right? I deserved it. Um, and that seems like quite a small thing now. And actually, I think it's something probably a lot of us need to be doing. But that was really, I mean, like you say, like once you do one thing, it's then like, what else can I do? And you go down these paths. And for me, starting Lauren Ray Coaching is probably the biggest achievement that I've had through this, because when I was younger, I saw myself doing things. I saw myself helping people, but I didn't believe that I was someone that could do those things. I didn't believe that I could create something like this. And flipping heck, it's hard work, but it's so worth it to have taken that leap and just go for it. When you think you're starting to achieve kind of what you set out to achieve, you suddenly realize that actually you can grow even more and you can push yourself further. So it just keeps going. And I think every time you push yourself to one limit, you're able to then push yourself to the next and the next and the next. But you have to keep yourself going. You have to keep that energy up. And to do that, you've got to look after yourself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. How do you support, or where do people usually struggle when they come to you, and how do you help them?
So there's something really unique, I think, about what I do, because a lot of the women that come to me, they come to me wanting to lose weight. I think probably most women can relate to this, if not right now, at some point. It's something we all strive for, and I've always thought that perhaps that's because it feels like something we can control. Obviously, there's so many pressures and standards that we think we have to meet in relation to our body. So and I mean, I felt this too. This was exactly where I used to be. I thought when I'm a certain size, when I'm a certain weight, I'll be happy. And I think a lot of the women that I work with come with that same goal, but one of the first things that I will do with them is to actually work through, do they know what their values are? Do they know what's important? Because a lot of the time they don't actually know why they have this goal of wanting to lose weight or wanting to get healthier. I think that's something that a term that a lot of people use. Yeah, my goal this year is to get healthier. That's really vague. That's really broad. What does that mean to get healthy? Because health has lots of different parts to it, right? So you need to understand which thing you're actually looking to address. So one of the first things that I will do is to actually sit down with you and go through what you're happy with in your life at the moment, what you're not happy with in your life at the moment. Do you know what's important to you? Do you know what your values are? Because until you know that, it's really hard to take this action. It's really hard to actually put steps in that are going to be sustainable for you and that are going to actually allow you to have this transformation. Because, okay, yeah, we could sit down, I could give you a diet plan and I could say, eat this at this time on this day, have this many meals, cut your calories back this much, add more of these nutrients in. But probably a few months down the line, you won't be sticking to it anymore. You might not be able to sustain the results. It won't be something that works for you. It will feel restrictive. You won't enjoy it, and not a lot's really going to change. It might for a little while, but it's not really going to have that big an impact in your life because you don't really have any reason for doing it. So the first thing we do is to look at what else is going on. And I think there's a lot as well when it comes to health. I mean, I love food. That's probably why I ended up going into the nutrition side of things. And I really love how food can make us feel, and there's just so many things about nutrition that really I think are important for laying the foundations. But it's I forgot where I'm going with this now. I'm just I'm
That's all
going
right. Hey,
overexcited.
I think there are so many things to this, and as you said, when you have goals and you want to get better in life, you want to achieve bigger goals. Sometimes, like I said, we think it's related to our weight because it's something that we can see externally and measure it in a way.
Yeah.
But I think, and we spoke about actually behind the scenes before we began about the summit, right? The measurable part that people get to speak on our summit and present their talks. But the thing that no one really knows is the transformation that happens as a result of actually doing it and showing up for yourself. And I think it's similarly hearing what you had to say today, it sounds like even from your own journey that you've just pursued the health part, but what you didn't realize that there was the other health benefits, other confidence building, showing up for yourself completely different, becoming limitless, which is pretty incredible because I think a lot of people who struggle with health and kind of balancing that part also feel a little bit like not necessarily not good enough, but I think feeling of self-worth, like I'm not worthy of this in a way, right? So they're not really showing up in all areas of their lives to the full potential that they could. And it's beautiful to hear what this journey has unlocked for you and what it is unlocking for other people as well. Now, you're one of our speakers at the Women Thrive Summit, which I'm excited that in the summit, we get to cover beautiful things like, health and wellness and relationships and business, because I truly believe that in life, in order for us to have success, and I don't just mean financial success, we have to look at a holistic view of our lives. And this is why I'm excited that we get to interview incredible speakers like yourselves. So tell me more, what will they learn? Or why should they attend your talk at the Women Thrive Summit in March?
Yeah, I think, I mean, you mentioned success there, and I think success is, I say this quite a lot, like my ideas of success and things like that have really changed throughout this journey, right? Because success used to be like a financial figure, it used to be climbing the corporate ladder, and that was very much just what I thought was expected. Not necessarily what I wanted and what was important to me. And I think, calling that out is really key there, because I think it's something I'm going to dive into a lot with my talk in March, into this idea of success and how we can create success that is aligned with us, our own success. We're going to talk about self-acceptance. I'm gonna take you through the journey really of how this can happen, because I think, in fact, I know if someone had come along and said this to me kind of, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, that you can take these certain actions and it will change your life in ways that you couldn't imagine, that you would be able to do things that you just couldn't ever imagine yourself doing. I'd be like, yeah, right. Like, there is no way. Like, I am who I am. There is no changing that. But I really want to take you through this journey so you can see how it really is possible, so you can really see what is possible for you, and what's capable, like what you're capable of that you haven't even realized yet. And I mean, I say it sitting here right now, I told you, like, I was terrified of speaking to anyone, and I was even more terrified of speaking in front of people that were watching me, and so I thought judging me and picking at what I was doing and saying. But look, like, I'm here and I love it. And I have such a good time doing these events and doing podcasts and speaking opportunities that I get to be a part of. And that wouldn't have been possible if I hadn't taken these actions. So
Beautiful.
yeah, so anyone that's coming along to listen, yeah, expect to kind of find out more about how to go through this process and this journey and find out what you can unlock for yourself.
I love that. So transformational. And I think when we begin to unpick some parts of our lives, it's like one area of our lives, it's going to make a tremendous impact in another area of our lives. And this is just an example of the kind of transformation that you can have, whether you are looking to lose weight or not, whether you are struggling with some areas in your lives. I think this part, like really building that trust in yourself, building that confidence that if you can do this, there's literally unlimited potential. And I think personally, I know that success for me is that knowing that there is nothing that I can't pursue or undertake. And like yourself, you said, you said earlier today, that when you have this unlimited potential and trust that, you know what, I can do anything now, it unlocks a whole different perspective to what's possible for you and how far you can go in any area of your life. It does not even have to be with health or wellness or fitness, right? Love, relationships, financial, business, confidence, speaking on stages, writing books. Like, you can go all out once you have built that muscle. And genuinely, Lauren, I am celebrating you and your transformation where you are now, because it's really evident also in how you show up, because it's completely different, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it's key. Like what you said there, and this isn't just about transforming your health or transforming your business. This feeds into every aspect of your life, relationships, family. The whole package.
The whole
Yeah.
package. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching us here today. And if you're feeling inspired, if you want to start taking steps towards your own transformation, whether it is relationships, whether it is health and fitness, whether nutrition, and Lauren is here to support you. And I'm going to ask Lauren in a moment how to connect with her. But if you wanting to start that journey, I invite you to go ahead and register for the Women Thrive Summit, because this is our annual women empowerment event. And during this event, we feature more than 50 amazing speakers from all around the world, from all parts of walks of life and various areas of expertise. It is a free event. It is a virtual event. So that means you can join from anywhere in the world, register for your spot, and you'll get to attend Lauren's talk and many, many others. And through the summit, we take a holistic view to your personal and business success, which means we cover topics, anything from confidence building, leadership, visibility, finance, love and relationships, health and wellness, healing, many, many things that you probably even have not even thought about. Hey, I need that. But during the course of the summit, you're getting to tap into the wisdom and expertise of more than 50 amazing speakers, free of charge. So head over to Women Thrive Summit and register for your spot. Make sure you are there between March 18th to the 22nd, and it's going to be truly phenomenal and life-changing event. Now, Lauren, how do people get in touch with you if they watch today and like, hey, I want to start this transformational journey?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if anything today has like connected with you at all and you want to come and connect with me, you can find me on Instagram at Lauren Ray Coaching. Come and say hey, like let's chat, let's connect. Yeah, I love being able to support anyone. So even if you want to slide in and ask some questions, or you need a bit of motivation or anything like that, I love to connect. So come and say hey.
Perfect. And I know you have a gift as well, which I just posted in a chat. What is the gift about?
Yes. Okay, right. So you just reminded me. This is where I was going when I lost where I was going earlier on, right? So what I was going to say is the reason we look at all these other aspects before we start the nutrition and start the coaching and looking at the diet is because sometimes there's a lot of things that we can overlook when it comes to our health and our well-being. And a lot of the time there are other things getting in the way that are that stop us from making the progress we want to make with our nutrition goals. So I have a free download that it's called the Wellness Unlocked Checklist, and it just allows you to go through some areas to kind of just work through and see if you're meeting those right now, because it may be something else that's blocking you that you haven't realized. And it looks at things like what boundaries you have in place. It looks at how you're nourishing yourself. And it takes 5-10 minutes to do. So yeah, so go and check that out. It's a really great place to start when you're stepping onto this journey, because it really just helps you look at what actions you need to start taking.
Beautiful. And I've just posted that in a chat. So make sure you head over to pages.laurenraycoaching.com and register for this free gift that Lauren has prepared for you. Now, if you feel inspired by today's conversation, please make sure you leave a comment below, show us some love, share it with your audience. You never know who may need this. And we're really excited about seeing you at the Women Thrive Summit in March. So don't forget to save your spot and share it with somebody who you think might be benefiting from this. Thank you all so much for watching, Lauren. It's been a pleasure to have you here, and we look forward to seeing you at the summit.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. We'll see you again soon. We are doing this live interview series with our speakers, so make sure you tap into daily interview series with the Women Thrive Summit speakers, and we look forward to seeing you at a summit. Take care. Bye-bye.